all my dead end friends. I will take you every fucking day of the week. Special shout out to my Jersey brothers and sisters, my brother Tony, my brother Mike Pettywat. Got to get his ass back on here. He and I just keep missing each other. And I want to get a special shout out to my brother Chris Miller and his bastards down there. He's keeping it interesting. He's doing what he does best. I love you for it, my best. Shebang! Yeah. Just watch yourself out there. Don't fuck yourself up any more than you have to in the process. But props for being in it, man. You know, sometimes that's all we can do. So much respect and love down there in Jersey way. And it's tough sometimes. Believe me, today was one of those days where I almost just jumped in the car and fucking and went. And I was going to cancel this show, and I was just going to say, fuck it. And I did it. And if you know, you know. It doesn't matter beyond that. But, you know, it's hard sometimes when we are removed from the people that we know, the people that we love, the people that know us in many ways, even if they fucking annoy the shit. He's my son. Goddamn right he is. But we have it like that, he and I, going on, you know, fucking 30 plus years, man. So, we've seen it all and then some. And, you know, if it wasn't for him in a lot of ways, you know, a lot of these other incredible relationships I wouldn't have. So I always want to remain humble and grateful to that. And we try and, you know, honor that the best we can. So I wanted to get those little elements addressed as I like to do because it's my show and I can do whatever I want to do within reason, of course. Okay. Got to have some limits. But as I was joking, you know, I'm from the George Carlin School of Language, man. I'm an equal opportunity hater. If you're acting fucked up, you're fucked up. Play fucked up games, win fucked up prizes, which ding, ding, ding. Okay. No coincidence. Yes. We're heading into a little bit, as oracles would say, story time. And I've been talking about this, and this ties back into Town of Grease Uncovered, Ryan Murphy, Brendan Bolson, a lot of others. I want to give a special shout out, love and support to Maureen Bass, okay, a very respected attorney that has been taking some unnecessary heat for doing simply what she's supposed to do is honor the law and protect the people, okay, that need the law's protection. So in just setting the stage, and again, full disclosure here, you know, the thoughts, expressions, viewpoints, rantings, language, all of it is mine, all mine, okay? Some of this is framed from what I have researched and what I have learned from people that I actually trust. Some of it is taken from public records, and obviously some of it is my perceptional opinion, and some of it will be satirical. So, again, if you know, you know. So, when I reference, you know, the Boogie Murphy and his minions, you know, I'm talking about a group of people that have collectively, for whatever reason, decided to blatantly and pretty much for all intents publicly make a mockery of Greece, New York, made mockeries of law enforcement, and have continued to try and make mockery of the law and the community in itself. Behaviors and actions speak. So the words don't really mean shit when you put a fucking press release out there being like, well, if all you've got is the media, well, guess what? A lot of the media, the mainstream media, has been completely slanted and was quick to gobble up a lot of the bullshit that got fed to them because, oh, well, you know, it came from the town board. Oh, you know what I mean? A lot of this is just grandiose at best, but a lot of it is just semantics, political fucking rhetoric and pure outright weaponization manipulation. When you go after a person's character, you got nothing else to fall back on. It's a pretty telling sign that you don't have fucking shit. So the core of this framework in this moment is for Officer Matt Bachman, who, for those of you who don't know, on Friday was informed that the town board, behind closed doors, just decided time for him to go. Now, what I didn't know, and what I was informed of by Ryan Murphy, and again, I'm just kind of framing it in my perception, but simply put, the board, and more importantly, the supervisor, is the only person really that has power to do these things. So what you have is a person who can basically say to the police department, do this, terminate that. Now, we all, New York here, has basically an employment at will that can basically, they can let you go for anything. But it's a telling thing for a decorated officer going, 18 years or so, give or take, who, based on actual deposition, okay, public knowledge, public documentation, never had a problem, never did anything wrong, nothing, was basically an upstanding guy within his community, within the police department, within his family, okay? Now, without getting into all the fucking dance around it, anybody that goes out there to deal with the type of insanity that goes on a daily basis to protect you and I should be applauded. Are there guys and women out there that do the service a disservice? Yeah, sure. But that's not reflective of all of them. And I've always said that you cannot judge a group of people by the actions of a select few, okay? Unless they're all doing it. And that's simply not the case. I have known many men and women within law enforcement that were good people, that believed in what they did, what they do, why they do it, and stand behind that simple framework of service, okay? Now, in this particular situation, I don't think anybody out there, I think, and I'll just again assume my perspective, that the timing of this, that coincidentally, the guy's wife is the one who opens the door on what has now been publicly documented as corruption within that board, okay? The person in question, Michelle Marini, took a fucking plea deal, was allowed to exit out the back door with her benefits and everything intact at the expense of everybody within the community. Yet, a decorated officer who has spent the better part of almost 2 fucking decades doing what he does with, and this is true for many public sector type jobs, those benefits, that retirement was the payoff at the end. All right? These men and women don't get paid the money a football player gets paid, or a A-list rock musician, or any number of analogies out there. Okay? Most of them are very, very much underpaid for what they fucking do. Okay? So to pull a stunt, and I'm going to call it a stunt, because again, simple fact, we just had an election, and in that election, the community of Greece overwhelmingly said, we don't want the Boogie Murphy or any of his fucking minions anymore. We don't support this for this and a whole bunch of other reasons. Okay? They made that clear. So, again, couple days before Thanksgiving, fucking a month or so left to go, they're basically on their way out, giving what I interpret and what a lot of other people interpret is a big fuck you to Matt Bachman, his family, okay, Maureen Bass, Ryan Murphy, Brendan Bolson, and everybody else in that community by not only pulling, what is never going to hold the light of day once things come around the pike, because there's nothing there, okay? And when you use semantics and bullshit rhetoric to try and railroad somebody, the shit isn't going to hold. People don't like it. And then add to that, just pushing through the Island Cottage insanity, knowing full well that people don't want this. They don't want to take the chance. They know about Love Canal. Okay, most of us remember the numerous, if we can't remember even half of them, know enough that this shit goes on all over our country, and it happens too often because corporations don't give a fuck about you or I or your children or your children's children. They only give a shit about profit. Okay? So, not hard again to connect the dots. But more importantly, why shove that through? Wouldn't, in theory, the common sense dynamic be, well, since the members of the community have decided they do not agree with what we are doing, we should allow the decision to the new incoming board who have been chosen by the community to represent them. That's how the system's supposed to work, okay? But that's not what happened. They basically said, fuck you, out the door, knowing full well they're passing on a mess to this new board and the rest of the fucking community, because you're all going to be the ones on hook for it. And it's been said by many others that, again, eventually you have to deal with the fact. Once you cut this through the bubble of the local corruption, it's never going to hold. So that's why you haven't seen any type of indictment. If this guy was supposedly doing all these bad things, why did everyone and everything else sign it? Okay, he was looked at. Okay, nothing, district attorney. If anything, there's public documentation that some of these characters now are theoretically looking at perjury indictments. Okay, there's all kinds of ugly shit, okay, that is buried under that they have been desperately trying to keep out of the public's view. That's why they have to go after Maureen and others and continually trying to discredit them, because survey says they're telling the truth, and that truth doesn't fit with their corruption, with their blatant disregard for what they are supposed to represent, which is simply, again, the community. I'm pissed off about it. You should be pissed off about it too. There's no reason that you should take a man and try and destroy him and his family as retaliation for doing the right thing, okay? And let's not play semantics about, you know what I mean, a conveniently released video. Oh, look, that's him. That's him in a truck. He's doing this. All the other media outlets jumped on, listen, this, And again, what did that really represent? That's character assassination. That's not facts. That is planting a narrative, creating a smokescreen to justify what was inevitably going to happen despite whatever truth there may have been. It was pure and simple, in my opinion again, retribution. So when you start stripping the layers down now and you start exposing, again, is it a coincidence that Michelle Marini checked out, took a plea deal, kept her fucking taxpayer-funded payout, and got to mosey into the sunset? You know what I mean? I kind of look at that again. and I'll just draw an illustration, and I used a scene from Goodfellas earlier. That feels like a Fat Tony moment. You know what I mean? Paulie's basically like, okay, you know what? Your house burnt down. Fuck you. Pay me now. Oh, your kid's sick. Fuck you. Pay me now. That's a broken fucking mentality, and it reflects a deeper apathy and corruption. Hey, let's just go show up at this guy's house. Let him know we're watching. Hey, you know what? In a public meeting, the only question they had for Brother Brandon Bolson, why do you wear a mask when you're here and you don't when you're in the woods? I was blown away by that particular fucking magical mystery tour moment. That the only question you got for the guy right now that is holding the line to prevent you from fucking poisoning more people for a fucking profit is why he's wearing a mask in a public setting. And Brandon, he handled it beautifully. It was just like, well, I have immunocompromised elements, and, obviously I'm in a public setting. And he and I were joking, and I would have been like, a little bit different. I would have been like, listen, I've been through some health issues and stuff. When I'm out in the woods, there's nobody around. I don't have to worry anything. But right now, I'm in a front and basically feet away from the Boogie Murphy and his fucking shitty minions. I don't know where the fuck they've been. I don't know what they're fucking carrying. So I got to wear this fucking mask. Otherwise, I couldn't be here to tell you about all the fucked up shit that's been going on. That's just me. That was just my little fantasy. But yeah, this is what's happening. Now, good news is, despite their best attempts, I'm going to be doing a full-on show with Maureen Bass, and we're going to go into all of this. I'm going to give her the platform to speak about what needs to be said. I do not think it's fair that people, again, who try to do the right thing should be, smeared. And really just some of this shit is just so fucking dystopian. There needs to be accountability. And part of that accountability, again, as previously mentioned, played out with the community saying, fuck you, you don't represent me anymore. Now, when I come back, I'm going to present what I would like to believe and what I hope is a path forward. All right? Because despite what has happened, despite what has been done, there is a really good opportunity to mitigate some of the damage, set things right, and actually come together, no pun intended, all right, and show that we can do things differently, okay? We can put aside some of the petty bullshit. We can agree to disagree on certain things, but we need to reestablish a little bit of the trust, a little bit of the open and honest dialogue and communication, and set right some of the fucking wrong. So I'm saying this now before the interlude for those coming in. Hey, let's sit down. Let's have a conversation. Let's do the right thing. Okay? Damage control, yeah, not your fault. Okay? And I will say this equally. I do not feel that the Greece Police Department as a whole should be blamed for this. My suspicions, my inclination, my opinion is that they are caught within a dynamic of how a power structure had been set up by these people that had basically hamstringed them within their own internal policy making. That's just my take on it. Okay. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. I want to support our law enforcement men and women. Okay. Because they deserve to be. Now, with that being said, if you're doing something fucked up, like trying to cover up your drunken drive and stupidity, fuck you. Okay. Seriously. All right? It isn't fair to all the men and women who hold the line, do the right thing, and put their asses on the line for a handful of fucking ducks to fuck it up. All right? So I get it to certain degrees. We want to stand behind each other. We want to hold certain lines. But the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few or the one. But sometimes the one, in this particular case, all right, Matt Bachman, him and his family do not deserve this. Okay, they don't. So I'm going to take a quick little break. And for the Boogie Murphy and all the minions out there, a little bit more of them Crooked Vultures with a song just for you called Scumbag Blues.
This is Pete Manuel from Analog. You're listening to Get Mad Radio.
Riding on the city of New Orleans, Illinois Central, Monday morning rail. 15 cars and 15 restless riders, 3 conductors, 25 sacks of mail. All along the southbound Odyssey, the train pulls out at Kankakee and rolls along past houses, farms, and fields, passing trains that have no name, and freight yards full of old black men, and the graveyards of the rusted automobiles. Good morning, America, how are you? Said, don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done. Dealing card games with the old man in the club car. Penny a point, ain't no one keeping score. Pass the paper bag that holds the bottle, and feel the wheels rumbling neath the floor. And the sons of Pullman porters and the sons of engineers write their fathers' magic carpets made of steel. And mothers with their babes asleep are rocking to the gentle beat, and the rhythm of the rails is all they feel. Good morning, America, how are you? Said, don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done. Nighttime on the city of New Orleans, changing cars in Memphis, Tennessee. Halfway home, and we'll be there by morning. Through the Mississippi darkness, rolling down to the sea. But all the towns and people seem to fade into a bad dream, and the steel rail still ain't heard the news. The conductor sings his songs again, the passengers will please refrain. This train got to disappear in railroad blues. Good night, America, how are you? Said, don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done.
Yeah, a little something more hopeful. A favorite song of my mother's, Arlo Guthrie, The City of New Orleans. A little bit of one of his reflective pieces, and was a staple in my youth, especially around Thanksgiving, for whatever reason. Arlo Guthrie, you know what I mean? You know, again, if you know, you know. And yeah, I'm going to close out the show with a little Alice's Restaurant Massacre because I have to do it. I have to do it. All right. It is a tradition. It's part of my history. It's part of my mother's history. It's part of my son's history. And hopefully it'll be part of your history as well, too. Now, I'm not going to play it 20, 30 times over, but over the next couple days into the weekend, yeah, you're going to hear a little bit of Arlo in the spirit of it. And I also use it to frame the hopeful intent. This moment here with everything that's going on. And again, special shout out again to Brendan Bolson. He has set into motion legal action to basically try and freeze what's happening with the Island Cottage stuff, to give a bit of a breathing room, to let the outgoing bullshit flush. Excuse me. Yeah, now still not quite over it. To basically let the shit flush its way out and set the stage, hopefully, for something better, okay, come January when the new board seats. And this is my statement. This is my plea. This is my hope. We collectively have an incredible opportunity, a rare precedent where the community really is trying to come together, okay, to do the right thing, okay? And you, this new board of Greece, New York, have an opportunity, despite it being a shit sandwich, okay, being handed to you. I think nobody will argue that point. It doesn't change the reality of what we have, and certain things need to be set right. So what better way to send a message? What better way to bring the community back together to simply do the right thing and say, you know what? We're going to make these things right. We're going to put them where they need to be, and we're going to honor the simplest, truest aspect of our system is a government for the people, by the people, represented by the people. You get where I'm going there, you know. So the opportunity is there to change the dynamic. Why couldn't it happen here in upstate New York? It has to happen somewhere. And we're seeing it pop up. We're seeing those gentle, tender buds coming from the soil, desperate to grow. Please, for the love of everything that is good, take advantage of the opportunity. Sit down, find a common ground. I believe everybody involved would, under the right circumstances, okay, be more than happy to find a middle ground that is reasonable versus the insanity that has been. Because I'm telling you, it's a Kobayashi Maru. It's a no-win scenario. Those of you, again, that have been paying any attention have to see the amount of disdain and outcry. Okay, I can't tell you how many comments I've seen on numerous social media platforms. Oh, fucking Greece, New York, most corrupt town ever. Oh, fucking Greece, New York again. You know what I mean? It's a bad fucking look. Here's the chance to really shift that. All right? Granted, I get it. It's not going to be perfect, but somebody has to do it. So why not set the example for the future for our children to say, you know what? Even in just the simplest dynamic of a little community like Greece, New York, we can do the right thing. We can put the bullshit to the side and we can acknowledge, okay, certain elements of things for what they are, okay? And again, I'll be the first one to say, you know, we're not going to change everything in the past. Certain damage has been done. That is unfortunate, but it should not be allowed to continue, okay? These people should not have to fight for the basic element of just standing behind the truth, okay? And the semantical spins are not going to hold up. They're not, okay? They really just aren't. So, and Ryan Murphy, again, much love, my brother. He and I had a really groovy conversation last night, and I got to tell you, this man has been thrust into stuff like others. He didn't want it, but he has held the line, and he has stood for the right things in this. All right. And At some point, there has to be an accountability. You know what I mean? It cannot be tolerated. We have to send the message that this is not okay. We need to come together as brothers and sisters, as community, you know what I mean, to do what we can to take care of what we can. All right? It's not rocket science, but we should do better. So there's going to be more to come on this. It's not over yet, but I have hope, I have faith, and I will continue to support it. And as mentioned, we're going to have a much more in-depth, detailed spin into this, courtesy of Maureen Bass. I am truly honored and grateful to have the opportunity to do what I can in this. And I urge you all, check out Town of Greece Uncovered. Look into this, okay? I get it. Not everybody's going to be able to go down to a town meeting. Not everybody wants to get involved. But remember, just because today it isn't you doesn't mean that tomorrow it won't be. And I think it's fitting, if you've never heard this particular story, sit back and enjoy a Thanksgiving tradition here amongst the Wolf Pack, little Alice's Restaurant Massacre. Have a safe holiday out there, everybody. Be good to each other. Eat, enjoy, celebrate the good things. Help others when and where you can. There's a lot of great things that you can do, little things even. And I'll be back next Tuesday for another episode of Dancing with Wolves. I have been and will continue to be the Radio Wolf.